So you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you think, oh my gosh, it's already 2019. All of the big YouTubers have already made it. There is no chance for me. I simply can't do it because it's too late. You think you're not good enough? Well, everyone thinks that way. Literally everyone. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a video that kind of continues the series that I started back when I started my channel. I was going to keep it going as a series, but so far this is the second one. Kind of just about my YouTube journey, and it's been almost a year and a half of consistent uploading. I mean, I started YouTube back in 2015. And after a couple of months, I kind of gave up because I just realized it was so hard, the technology of it all, you know, not enough space. It just kept getting into problems and I was like, oh, I can't handle it. And every single day, almost kind of coming up to 3 years after that, I just kept thinking about it. It was just like, it just kept like marinating in my head. I love that phrase, by the way, marinating. I heard it on like TV shows or whatever, and it's just, anyways. It was just something that was always in my mind, and I think it's really special when something like an idea doesn't leave you. It kind of just keeps tapping your shoulder and you just can't let it go. And I think when that happens, it's like something worth following and pursuing, and that was YouTube for me. So finally, in 2017 December, I was like, you know what, that's my New Year's resolution. 2018 January, we're starting it and there's no going back. And it's been almost a year and a half since then, and I'm really proud of my journey. I'm proud of my consistency. It hasn't always been consistent, but I'm really proud of the videos that I've done, and even though they're not the best quality and they're still, you know, progressing, I'm working on it, and it's a journey, and it's really fun to see kind of where it's led me. Today I'm going to be starting with kind of two parts in this video. The first part I'm going to be talking about exactly what you need, like technology based, and then the second part I'm going to be talking about more a confidence-based vlogging. So kind of how to get that confidence, that friendly, that like comfort in front of the camera. Everyone always talks about getting a camera for a YouTube channel, which is obviously really important, but I think when you start a channel, you don't know if you're gonna keep it. Like, you don't know if this is gonna be your passion. You don't know if you're gonna enjoy it. Like, what if you start creating videos and it's just, you realize that it's not your thing, and then you've wasted so much money on a camera. So I recommend, basically, when I first started, I used an iPhone for the first couple of videos, and then I realized that my dad has the camera. So before that, like, your phone has pretty good camera quality. The things that you need for first and foremost are a mic, a hard drive, a car mount, some sort of light ring, like an iPhone, like a tripod for a camera. Those are the things that I would recommend buying before investing in a really good camera, because they're like the hands and feet of your like operation, right? Like, whatever you move, you don't realize how much you need it until you get it, right? So for example, a hard drive, that's the number one thing I recommend you get. Hard drives are anywhere from $50 to $100, but I promise, you know, you won't regret it, because when I started back in 2015, I kept editing videos, and my laptop literally wouldn't have space to edit more than one video. Like, that's literally what made me give up on YouTube, was the lack of a hard drive. So if you kind of work your way through all of these things that you can kind of gather together to kind of give you more courage and like not create room for excuses, I think it can just help you in your successful journey. So definitely a hard drive. A mic as well, so if you're thinking about vlogging in public, even I guess in your room, like the sound, you can switch the sound on your video editing, but when you're out and about vlogging, like, you don't realize it, because, you know, you're talking and you think that it's fine, but when you look back, you're like, damn it, you know? Like, especially when I vlog outside with my friends, you don't know when the wind is gonna just blow you away, and for you it's like everything is fine, but then when you look back on the footage, it's so disheartening to know like all of that hard work is just gone for nothing. And I'm still learning these things, you know, and I still don't have a mic, so it's kind of more of like a parent, like, do what I say and not what I do, you know? I feel like I should have done that even before buying a camera. The same with a car mount. I went to college every single day and I drove a lot, so for me, the most of my time was spent vlogging kind of in the car as car drive with me's, and car mount will save you a lot of shaking around, the camera flying around your dashboard, and number 3, the double chin. A tripod is also so important because, for example, when you're like vlogging around, you're kind of just trying to make tripods out of different things, but if you had a tripod, even like a low cheap costing like cheap one, it would make your life so much easier, because if you're in a kitchen, you need to show what you're cooking, you need to kind of like bend the camera this way and that way and that way. It's just like you get so creative using other things that it just really just takes out all of your energy out. And of course, if you can't afford it, like, you get creative, but I'm just saying these are the things that I wish I would have bought and purchased before even buying a camera, because even if the quality wouldn't have been as amazing as it is right now, at least my life would have been easier kind of creating shots and like learning more about like filming and photography and like all of that stuff. So those are honestly the golden things. Like, people make mistakes into investing in a good camera, and there's so many videos around YouTube where you can find, you know, the good camera for you. I use the Canon Rebel EOS. Rebel SL2 EOS. I mean, I always have it in my description box below, but yeah, there's lots of videos about like what camera you can get for the cheapest amount of money and everything like that. A lot of YouTubers have the G7X, which is kind of like smaller, and it's like a vlogging camera, so you can kind of look at those videos for that. I really did save up all of my money to purchase this one, and I'm really happy that I did, but like I said, it's not 100% necessary. Like, in the beginning, you're learning, you're like a beginner, right? So you're learning how to craft your story, how to change shots, how to, you know, just all of these things, and a good quality camera isn't necessary for that. It's necessary to have everything else that will make your journey easier. A few things that are really necessary to think about when you're creating videos is think about the angles ahead of time. So if you're creating a video, don't just press record and then just continue talking and then look back and be like, oh, I didn't do this and that. Like, I still have mistakes where I do that. When you go back to editing, you kind of just see, oh, I did this wrong, I did this wrong. Like, one of my biggest, largest viewed Starbucks videos has like a huge light box scene in the, like, over here. And it's just like, what? Like, I thought so many times to kind of like have some kind of Photoshop program to like delete it, but I'm like, you know what? People make mistakes. So, that being said, even if you do make mistakes, have grace for yourself. Know that it's a journey, you're growing, and people love relating to that. People love relating to your imperfections, so kind of, you know, talk about them. Feel free to be honest about them. Another itsy bitsy kind of tip is when you're talking and you make mistakes, leave room in between like your mistake and the next phrase that you're gonna say to kind of have time to cut, because like you realize these things when you're editing just to make editing you life easier, you know? So if you mess up, wait 2 seconds and then either start your phrase over again or kind of start the middle of your sentence just so you can cut and it can kind of be more seamless. So it's kind of like a you grow and you learn type of thing, so you'll know what I mean when you're editing. Now, less about the technical stuff and more about you. So you're thinking about starting a YouTube channel and you think, oh my gosh, it's already 2019. All of the big YouTubers have already made it. There is no chance for me. I simply can't do it because it's too late. If I would have started in 2005, 2006, even just 2018, my life would have been so much easier. That's all of the fears that kind of were brewing in my mind. But I watched this video, and it's also going to be linked in the description below, that kind of changed my mind. It kind of just said that like there's always an influx of viewers coming on YouTube, you know, cable on TV isn't really prominent anymore. People are looking through other kind of mediums to watch content, and just content creation is growing every single year, and there's gonna be so many more viewers coming onto YouTube. So that like really helped me. It's almost kind of like, yeah, maybe it's true, but it's also like a placebo effect. Like, oh, so you think maybe I do have a chance to kind of, you know, inspire people and kind of have my own voice in this little platform. The problem that I think a lot of people come to terms with before starting a channel is that they don't have enough confidence because they don't know what they're interested in, so they don't know their niche. And for me, that's kind of been my longest struggle. And honestly, the only thing that helped me is the community. Like, every single time I put up a video, somebody comments, oh my gosh, you're so good at this, you're good at advice. Like, people, like my YouTuber friends have been writing like long ass essay comments about like, oh my gosh, you're so good at advice, like you do this and that. And that was literally like, okay, maybe I should make more advice videos. And I love doing that as well. So once you start, it's kind of like it will snowball, you know? Like it'll be like, you'll realize maybe what you're more interested in. It's kind of like going to school. Like you don't know what you're good at. Okay, so you just keep on doing it and you learn what you're good at and you learn what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy. It's important to branch out, to go wild, not to just kind of be fixed on one little thing. I think that's really important because a lot of YouTubers, like big YouTubers right now are kind of, I mean not right now, but in the last couple of years I feel like they've been kind of confused on their niche, their angle, because the thing that they started YouTube out that made them so great and big and famous, they might not be interested anymore because they kind of grew up from that. So I would say my biggest advice is to just do everything that you're interested in. Don't be scared to kind of just stay into one bubble like beauty or hair or, you know, vlogging. Kind of just do whatever interests you, because even though it's slow growth, you'll build an audience that will be loyal to you in all of those aspects, instead of just growing your beauty brand, for example, and then, you know, when you get to like maybe 500,000 subscribers, you realize this doesn't make me happy, you know, and then you start branching out to health and fitness, but that audience is only there for beauty, so you lose a bunch of followers, a bunch of likes, a bunch of, you know, you just lose a lot of your audience. But again, if that's what, if beauty is the only thing that you're interested in, keep on doing that. I just mean, you know, don't be scared to branch out, because even though the growth might not be as fast as other people, it's okay. It's your timeline, it's your growth, and you'll build an audience that will like you for all of those different aspects that you're branching out on. Another thing is practice. So it's really hard to be good at something when you don't do it, right? And there's so many videos that I still have up, even this year, that I filmed, you know, vlogs and sorts of things that I didn't upload, and I have a lot of those when I started back YouTube last year as well, and that's okay. You're just kind of getting close to the camera, you're getting comfortable. It's almost like a person. You have to treat the camera as a person, so once you kind of start talking, you're maybe not comfortable, just like a friend. It takes me a while to kind of like take away all of the ice of my exterior and kind of just be my like real goofy silly self and be completely you, like the fun part of you as well, and that only shines through when you're comfortable, right? So getting comfortable is talking, is filming, is vlogging, is just practicing. And I mean, I didn't do that just for practice. I thought you know, it would turn out good, but then you watch back and you realize maybe that doesn't look good, maybe I forgot to do this, this is out of focus. Oh my gosh, there's been so many videos where the entire video is out of focus, so, or like not recorded, or just like so many technological problems, or maybe I just didn't seem confident, or I didn't smile, or, you know, it's like a learning process. You have to keep practicing, and you just, every video will become better and better, you know? And it might be silly because the camera is an inanimate object, but you literally have to treat it as a friend. So whenever I'm with my best friend, I'm always showing her the new songs that I'm like recently obsessed with in the car. You know, all of my frustrations in life, my rants, things that I'm going through, things I'm sad about, things that I'm looking forward to, just all of these things that like are just built up in my mind, I talk to her about, right? So the camera is there for that same reason. So you're vlogging your life. I mean, if that's the kind of vibe and channel that you want to go for, like a lifestyle channel. Literally grab the camera as your best friend and kind of whatever pops into your mind, just share it. Because this is what this platform is for, right? Sharing your life and, you know, what you're going through, so we can just see who you are as a person. So if you're frustrated about something, you know, if something is just making you angry, share it, because people love that honesty. I love watching people kind of not just be fake about their life and kind of just seem so perfect and so polished. I love people talking about, you know, their fears, their anxieties, their doubts, because we all feel them. Like, I love relating to people, and every single time I see someone open up about their life and about what they're going through, I'm like, wow, first of all, I never knew that. Second of all, I feel the exact same way, and that's literally the most beautiful part of YouTube. So again, don't be afraid to share the bad times. We all go through them. It's kind of like a therapy session. I always feel a little bit better. Like, I wasn't in the best mood right now either, but once I started talking, I feel like I can go on forever, and it's kind of like a free therapy session, and once you're lucky enough to get paid for it, you basically get paid for like therapy, you know. And so many of you lovely friends out there will comment like your advice or like an encouraging positive word, which is exactly the space that I wanted to create on my YouTube channel. We all feel the same human emotions, and I love relating to people. I love people sharing their life with me, and I just feel honored that I get to kind of be a part of that journey with you, you know? Still get a little bit awkward, you know, vlogging in front of people, vlogging in public. That's okay, that's completely natural. Again, it's baby steps. First you whip it up when you see no one's watching you. Then you get more confident once you see the content being greater and greater when you're editing. I'm telling you, once you're editing, you're like, I'm so proud that I took out the camera because this shot is gorgeous. So I kind of like retain that feeling, and the next time I do feel awkward about vlogging, in my mind I'm like, this will be such an amazing shot, the background will be perfect, you know, and you do it for the shot, you know, like you do it for the gram, you do it for the shot. And I feel like inspiring people and creating friendships is honestly the best part of YouTube, and it kind of overpowers and overrides every other kind of negative part of YouTube, like, you know, the likes, the numbers, the subscribers equaling your self-worth, the watch time. The watch time is really frustrating because you need 4,000 hours to be monetized, and it's a really crazy amount because it's really discouraging in the beginning because you make videos and you get a lot of fake comments. A lot of like YouTubers will be like, great video, I left a like, come subscribe to my channel. Literally thousands. And it's really disheartening because you're a creator and you know how much time it took you to make this video, how much hard work it took to, you know, create the lights, create the atmosphere, you know, make notes, everything. Hours upon hours. And then another creator just does that, kind of brushes it off just by like a quick little comment that of course you know that they didn't watch your video. And a year and a half in, and I still get those comments. You just know that they didn't watch your video 100%, you know? And it's really disheartening because, you know, you're working hard, but you can't let it get you down because the next video can get more views. The next video can go viral. Like, you never know. So whenever you're feeling like you're not enough, like you don't have enough views, like you don't have enough subscribers, I've seen so many people who had like lower subscriber counts and then they made a video that kind of just went viral and then they gained so many more thousands of subscribers. So instead of kind of fixating on that, just work harder on your content instead of the numbers. And of course, every now and then the numbers will affect you, but you kind of just have to have that in mind that, like, you know, it's about the content. And if you are consistent and you work hard, people will notice that, and that will take years. It won't happen just like that overnight, you know? If you see all of YouTube success stories, they say the exact same thing. And again, 10 people viewing your video, 50 people viewing your video, 100 people viewing your video. I mean, that's a lot. Like, that's more than you started out with, which was 0. I remember my first video in 2018 had like 3 views for like weeks, you know? Like, it's amazing to start out from nothing and then kind of go to this amazing community that you've built. And you know, there are things that you can increase watch time and views by titles, you know, using specific titles that people are searching for. For example, the Starbucks video that I created, you know, I wouldn't title it something like my workplace experience, because maybe, like, first of all, what workplace experience, and second of all, who cares, who are you, you know? But then I worked at Starbucks, so I titled it Why I Quit Starbucks. So it's kind of like intriguing, like you think, okay, first of all, everyone's obsessed with Starbucks. Second of all, you quit. So it's kind of more like a storytelling marketing kind of sense. You write titles that you know people are going to be searching for, and that increases your chances of other people finding your video too. And so when you're down about the views, just know that your content isn't bad. It's your exposure. Just people are not exposed to it yet, you know? It hasn't been lifted up. It hasn't been marketed out in the world. It's just only a small bubble that have seen it, you know? And so use that time when you're growing to create higher quality content, and that will emerge you into the public and that will help other people see your videos. Again, it will take years, but the friendships that you will create along the way, the pride and joy and accomplishment feeling that you get out of making these like videos, your thoughts, your personality, just everything. It's just, everything's gonna be worth it. So again, don't be a slave for your watch time. Yes, you're making videos for other people too to have a good time, but most importantly, you're doing this for yourself as well, right? So do things that kind of spark an interest in you, because that way you'll find genuine people who are interested in that thing and that stuff too, you know? For so long I was so scared to film 20-minute videos because I was like, the generation's attention span is literally 2 seconds. Like, people are not gonna be interested. But then I realized I love filming rant videos because I can just go on and on and on and ramble on and on and on. And that's just who I am, and I love making them, and so I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna keep making them. So side note, I'm thinking of making a podcast. I already have like the picture, the cover ready and everything, just because I like to talk a lot. I don't know what yet, but if you leave me a comment down below on a topic, maybe I can talk about it. Another thing is being yourself. For example, a lot of the times I stutter, I kind of go off on a tangent, I ramble, I go on a million little stories before I get to my point. That's me. So I think your channel should reflect you. It should reflect your passion, your identity, your personality, just everything that makes you you. I mean, if you're making like a lifestyle channel, in that respect, because people will be drawn to exactly that, to your personality. Another thing is, this is more towards vlogging. A lot of people think their life is boring and so they don't even know what to talk about, what to vlog about. Like, listen, I think my life is boring too. My lovely YouTuber friends will comment something like, oh my gosh, your life is so interesting, you always have the best like shots or whatever, and I'm like, that's amazing, like, thank you, that's such an amazing compliment. So what you find boring to yourself is kind of just like the everyday, I don't know, just whatever you do, you're used to it, so it's boring to you, but other people find it so fascinating, especially if like their life is as boring like that, like in that respect, like they kind of just feel like they stay home and they don't do anything. They like watching other people who have that same interest as well, you know? So you'll always find people who are gravitated to your lifestyle. A really weird feeling in the beginning because the first even 6 months I was like so cringed out that people were actually watching my videos. Like it's this weird sensation where you don't want anyone to watch your videos, but then also you do want to. So whenever people comment, you're like, you watched my video and you weren't weirded out and it was watchable. Like, it's just this, you have to just get over that. Like, it takes a while, but just get over that. Like, yes, you're watchable. Like, when people, again, it's all about the comments and building these friendships that will tell you and compliment you and kind of notice your strengths. And by that I was like, maybe I do have a voice, maybe I do have something important and valuable to share to the world. And they will kind of bring out that positivity in you, and all of that insecurity will go away. And that's literally a whole cycle of a process for every single video. Like, you feel doubt and insecurity, you post what you post, and then, you know, you support your friends and they support you. So it's kind of like a whole system. Now again, every video is not going to do great, and that's okay. It's not going to be like a consistent thing. That's kind of the power of YouTube and social media. It's different every single time. It doesn't mean that your lower view count makes that content worse in any way or like devalued in any way. It's kind of just, I don't know, it's like people are gravitated to different topics. So again, it's all about growing your brand and growing your following, and it means that it hasn't happened yet, but it doesn't say anything about your content. When you're building this friendship, it goes both sides. So people are supporting you and you support people. And that's how I grew from literally 0 subscribers to 2,000 and something. You go to other small YouTubers' pages, you watch their videos, and you leave genuine comments, keyword genuine. So you don't leave like 2 sentences that are very vague and that have nothing, like go off on a tangent or some like same phrase that you use for every single thing. Then you kind of invite them to your channel in a really nice way. Like, I would usually say like, let's stay friends or something like that. And just think about it, whenever you get really sweet comments, you are immediately gravitated to kind of support that person as well. So they will feel the same way towards you. So if you leave like a really crappy comment and then you'll just be like, subscribe, I literally won't even look at that channel. So just think about it. It's all about like humanity, right? Like, we all love to be complimented and feel good about ourselves, so let's share that love and support and bring it to all of the amazing people. And it's not hard to do because there are so many amazing people out there on YouTube, so many amazing small YouTubers that I've found that are just killing it. My last piece of advice is nothing will change unless you change something, you know, right? Everything will stay the same unless you take that step, right? So if you are scared, good, let that fear guide you, you know? You need that kind of nervous energy because it means that something is worth doing, like the path is worth taking, because I mean, that nervous energy you have to spin it, and it kind of just feels like magic because it's like the beginning of something. It's kind of like that exciting, overwhelming, but oh my gosh, you scared me so much. Let that magic be a force that helps you. Everyone kind of just knows deep inside their gut, like their intuition, what they're meant to do. And I mean, if you feel that like wash over you, you'll know that that's what you need to do. You think you're not good enough? Well, everyone thinks that way, literally everyone. I think that's a part of creativity and art. It's just a part of that like creative journey. And we build each other up through that insecurity, right? YouTube is not a race, it's a marathon, right? So don't think of what will happen tomorrow. Think of what will happen in 5 to 10 years if you keep doing this. Think of the end goal, what you want to accomplish as a whole, not in like, for example, one video. What you want to accomplish in a series. Hope is a really powerful thing, I think. There's always something to look forward to, something to motivate us to keep going. And treat this as a business right away. So, I mean, I'm not always consistent. Sometimes I won't film for a month or 3 weeks, which isn't the best part, but you know, sometimes you're working hard at your job, you're in school, and this is a side thing, right? So you dedicate as much time as you can without going insane. So as much as you can, once a week, twice a week, a few times a month, you know, that will help you be as consistent as you possibly can. So when you do have more free time, you can be more consistent, and that discipline that you already had before will kind of guide you as well. So treat this as a business. Work as hard as if you were getting paid for it already. And I think that's like top-notch advice that I'm pretty sure I heard in the video that I left in the description box below. Alright guys, that was it. Let me know what was your favorite part of advice that you kind of actually found helpful. I tried to be as practical as possible. I definitely have learned so much over my year and a half, and I hope it has some sort of value and benefit to you. Put on my notifications because that lets you know when another video is on. And subscribe if you want, like if you want, and I'll see you in my next video. Wow, perfect timing for once.